In a slow or cold market, homes linger. You might be doing everything right, but still getting low offers or no traffic. I'll show you 3 temperature-raising moves that'll help boost the activity for your home to help it get sold. We work with sellers all across Minnesota and western Wisconsin. We run on this every single year with seasonal weather patterns. Here's what we'll get into today. 1, prepping your house for sale in wintertime. 2, the most effective marketing strategies you can take to help get your house sold. And 3, the exact attitude that buyers are going to take on the other side during these winter months specifically.
Prepping your house for a winter sale can be very important. You want to make sure you're not overcrowding and have the property cluttered. So when you're bringing out the holiday decorations, be intentional about bringing them out and minimizing what is being used. Yes, you can still have the holiday cheer there, but you don't want to overcrowd the room. You want to make it feeling cozy. Working with the stager or having those options is a great place for that. Also, watch out for the maintenance things, making sure your sidewalks are clear. Make sure the snow on the driveway is removed. And also the big thing that we find, or I see a lot of times, especially with older homes, is people will put the 3M film on the windows. Yes, it's great for energy efficiency, but scares buyers away due to the maintenance or, hey, this home isn't very energy efficient. So that's a thing to kind of watch out for. Also, the benefits of selling your home in the wintertime is you don't have to worry about the outside maintenance, landscaping. You don't have to worry about mulching the flower beds. You don't have to worry about mowing the grass. The snow cover will cover some of those flaws up, which will help in that season.
When it comes to marketing your property in the wintertime, there's a couple of things that you will do differently. 1, relocation is going to be really important. A lot of the buyers you're going to have come through may come from a job out overseas, out of the state. So accessing those buyers is going to be really important during that time frame. The other important thing is we're going to try to highlight as much as we can the coziness and warmth of your house. So if there's a fireplace or there's a room that you guys spend a lot of time in during the wintertime, we're going to make sure that that room is a focal point for marketing. We want to make sure that as soon as a buyer comes into the house, they feel like it's warm. The amount of times I've been through a house with a buyer and it's been 65 degrees because they set the thermostat really low and we go, oh, is there an issue with this furnace? So just make sure the house is comfortable and it's at the right temperature. When it comes to the other marketing side of things, if we can get green photos done during the fall or the spring, or maybe you have some outdoor photos of what the landscaping looks like, we're going to try to highlight those as much as possible in the marketing. So there's a few different avenues and roads you kind of need to take when it comes to the marketing side of things when your home is listed during the wintertime in Minnesota.
Generally, buyer attitude in the wintertime is very intentional. Buyers know what they're looking for. Nobody ever wants to move in the wintertime, but if they have to, they're going to be intentional. So they're not just, as we call them, looky-loos out there looking at properties. And also another good, strong benefit of selling in the wintertime is supply and demand. Generally, most sellers are pulling their house off the market in that wintertime, which is a great time for you to put your house on the market as you'll have access to more of those intentional buyers that are out there looking.
Here's an example of a client that I worked with just this past year that selling in the wintertime made the most sense for them. They were purchasing a new house that was contingent on the sale of their house. So the best part about finding something for them to buy in the wintertime, it gave us the opportunity to be able to purchase that house with a home sale contingency. Now, once you get in the spring market, depending on what price range you're in, that can be really competitive price range. And it may be really difficult for a seller to accept an offer when you have a house to sell, when somebody else that's competing on that house doesn't. So it made the most sense to go, if we can find it in the wintertime, we should act on it. So we ended up finding a house for them. We were able to then prep their house for sale afterwards, got it accepted, did the inspection. Then we put their house on the market right after that. We were on the market. I think we sold in that first weekend. We may have gotten 4 or 5 showings, which isn't a ton of showings. We're able to get them a good offer. We didn't have to undercut the price or have it lower than what it was in the fall market. We ended up getting a good offer for that house. That was one of the scenarios where if I think they would have waited until they got to the spring, the house that they were finding would have been incredibly difficult to purchase with a home sale contingency. So sometimes in the winter market, knowing your entire situation is really important. Our whole goal a lot of times for a seller or for a buyer is you have to find that house. Sometimes it's not, hey, we'll sell at the perfect time, because you're going to buy at the most difficult time. So it's always that conversation that we have with buyers. Like, if you can find it in the wintertime, do it. But also I think for sellers to think that, hey, I'm going to wait so I can maximize this. Like, well, it doesn't matter if then we can't maximize your home purchase as well. This ended up being a perfect scenario for them, and I think it was the best decision for them to do.
Does this story sound like you? Register on the link below to get started with your green photos today.